Hello and welcome to Heartbreakhub. I am your host, Menashe Sianata. So today we'll be getting into the nitty gritties of what Heartbreak Hub is all about. When it comes down to Heartbreak Hub, you can call me the love technician. But anyways, let's dive right into it. Um, just to have you have a brief background of who I am. My name is Menashe Sianata. I'm based in Gweru. Yeah, everything else will be dropped down in my socials because hey, if we start on that path, it's going to be a long day. But the sole reason why I started Heartbreak Hub was because of something that happened to me personally. After having, a heartbreak, I figured, well, what's the point? If I can't help myself, why not help everyone else who's out there? So when you look at the bigger picture, Heartbreak Hub is not just about, it's not just about me. It's about everyone else who's involved in my life. Um, yeah, it's Heartbreak Hub is very personal to me. It tends to have me, emotional and all that. So the sole reason why I was inspired to start Heartbreak Hub is because I want to help people that don't know how to figure things out. I want us to help each other because I don't have all the answers. So yeah, this is a safe space for everyone because Heartbreak Hub is something bigger than all of us because everyone has gone through a heartbreak. Others are still going through them. So yeah. So what Heartbreak Hub is all about? Heartbreak Hub is about love and relationships. We'll be getting into the nitty gritties of how people are maneuvering through relationships in the 21st century. And there's also breakups and heartbreaks, how people are dealing with those and how best they can, get over heartbreaks or, solve conflicts between relationships. And then everything comes down to healing and, moving on. Which is the most important part when it comes down to someone having a heartbreak. Is a person capable of healing and dealing with a particular problem after it has happened? So, yeah, it's going to be amazing, guys. And hopefully it's something that everyone will tune into and definitely watch. Uh well, personally, it was very difficult after a heartbreak to get back into the dating game, back into being in a relationship. It took me time. I think it took me almost 2 years. So we'll also be diving into that, how best one can maneuver into dating after a heartbreak or after moving on. So these are some of the nitty gritties that Heartbreak Hub will be bringing to you guys. So yeah, let's talk about heartbreaks. Just a brief discussion on heartbreaks. Um, from a personal perspective, heartbreaks are very painful. I'm sure most people can relate to this. On a personal perspective, it took me 2 years, like I said, to get over a particular heartbreak. But yeah, my solution might not work for the next person, but I feel that this is something that we have to look into because we are creating a chain reaction. If I don't heal, I'll go on to the next person, and then after that, I will definitely try and get revenge. So yeah, I think the most common mistake that people are making in modern day relationships is lack of communication. People are jumping into relationships without the knowledge or the proper information, or they just don't communicate about it. You as a guy, you don't tell the lady what you're expecting, and the lady also doesn't tell you what she's expecting. People are just rushing. Today I get someone's phone number, tomorrow I'm telling them that I love them, which is not realistic when you come to think of it. And I feel that most people are not taking their time. It's a matter of taking time when it comes down to healing. You have to fully heal before you commit to someone else. And guys, relationships, like I always tell a lot of people, love is a beautiful thing until it's not. I really love, having these conversations because they're eye openers to people that want to get into the dating and the relationship phase. So, yeah. But I think there's one thing that I'll have to say. A heartbreak isn't a sign that you failed at love. Sometimes it's life's way of teaching you what love should and should not look like. It's always good to. I know some people are going to say it's bad, but I feel like it's also good for a a person to go through a heartbreak. It's self development. It's good for character development also. So I feel that every heartbreak molds you into the person that you are. It's what you do after the heartbreak that's important. So yeah, guys, I believe personally healing is possible when it comes down to heartbreaks. It's something that we have to dive into, and it's something that takes time and a lot of patience, which is something that our generation doesn't have. But we'll be getting into that and trying to help each other out to see how best we can maneuver through this difficult love situations. Just talking about it makes me so emotional because it's bringing back old memories of certain people, what happened, and how I ended up moving on. So yeah, guys, this gets me very emotional because most people don't talk about it, but life still has to go on after a heartbreak, and many people find it very difficult to move on, and they still cling on to something that is not healthy for them. So yeah, the journey that we will be going through together as Heartbreakup will be something to look out for. And guys, I definitely want all of you viewers to come through, pitch your stories on Heartbreakup, because this is a platform where we will be discussing heartbreaks on all spectrums. You share your story, we discuss it, we laugh about it, we talk about it. We end up coming to a particular conclusion where we're saying, how did you actually get over, you know, your heartbreak? If you haven't gotten through it, then we help each other out from there. And this is something that I will definitely be looking forward to. And tuning into the audience, to everyone who's watching, feel free to, ask the difficult questions on our socials. Ask questions if you want to be a part of the podcast. Feel free to hit me up on all the platforms that I'll drop down in the description and on the podcast. Yeah, but yeah, this is very it's a very difficult topic for me. But I think this is something that I'll just have to share. Yeah. Obviously someone wants to hear why I ended up starting this podcast, but I'll just give you a brief background of what happened to me and why love and relationships mean so much to me. The person that I am today is because of heartbreaks. I dated someone for a very long time. I'm not going to jump into names, but it took me 3 years. I was in that relationship for 3 years, and arguably those were the best 3 years of my life. But it took me 1.5 years to get over that person, and it was very hard because when you're saying this is my person, uyumuntu wangu, and you wake up to an incident where this person has already moved on and has been seeing someone for the last 6 months, and you were just solely focused on that person. I'm not blaming the person because when I looked at it in those 1.5 years, I was partly to blame. Got too comfortable, but yeah, it was hard, honestly, but here we are today helping each other out, and maybe I haven't healed, I don't know, but I'm sure I'm now okay. But when you look at the bigger picture, Heartbreak Hub is going to be a platform where everyone will have a say in their story. You share your story. If you want to get back with your ex, Illuminate Multimedia will definitely do that for you. Uh, yeah, what I'm saying is, yeah. So yeah, courtesy of Illuminate Multimedia, we are here. This is where we're shooting the podcast. So when I'm saying they will help you, they have all these amazing portraits, canvas that they do. Yeah, at shop number 26, right? Shop number 26 Barter Center in Gueru. So if you want to say sorry to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, come get them a canvas. And they do a lot of things. So I'll definitely link their business phone numbers and everything and their socials in the description. And yeah, Heartbreak Hub is going to be exceptional, guys. So feel free and feel comfortable to hit me up on our socials if you want to be a part of the podcast, share your story. If you don't want to be on the podcast and you just, feel that you want to share your story with me and then we can have, an episode where we discuss your story, I'll definitely have guys coming in, so that we can just discuss your story and then you can get the help that you need. But previews and what will be expected of Heartbreakup as how to get over an ex, signs of toxic relationships in that I'm a 2K generation. Guys, there's a lot of toxicity going on out there, but this is something that we need to talk about and see how best we can, maneuver around the situations. Long distance relationships. This has to be talked about because I find it's something that actually ruined that, long that that relationship that I had for those 3 years. But yeah, here we are. And there's cheating and forgiveness. Are you willing to forgive someone who's cheated on you or not? Well, it comes down to a lot of things, but these are things that are up for discussion and things that we will solely talk about here on Heartbreak Hub. So there's finding love again. The most difficult part after a heartbreak. Are you going to be willing to say, I love this person or I want to be with this person for the long run, or you'll jump into the frenzy where a lot of people are in, where it's tutangire ipapo mwari ndiye anoziva type of situation. But before I sign out, I just wanted to encourage people out there that, you know what, guys, it's not going to be easy finding love again after heartbreak, but it's about what you do as an individual. It's about what you solely focus on. It's about the type of person that you want to be, the type of woman that you want to be, the type of man that you want to be. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Definitely, I always tell people that it's the difficult things that make you an amazing and an exceptional person. So, what are you willing to do to get over a particular heartbreak? What are you willing to do to, find love again? Yes, it was hard for those 1.5 years, but well, here I am looking for love again. I'm still looking, guys. I'm single and searching, by the way. But anyways, that's a story for another day. But I'll definitely have an episode where someone will be asking me the difficult questions, and then we can, dive into why I ended up, doing this podcast and having people come here. So, guys, stay tuned. I don't want to lie. There's people with stories that want to be here. There's people that want to share what they went through. And it's always good to have an audience that will, give feedback, ask the difficult questions. Because it's not every day that someone is going to, ask a difficult question. But feel free to pass by Illuminate Multimedia, guys. And if you want to be a part of the podcast, you can actually leave your name there as you look at the beautiful items that they have, and the CEO will definitely hit me up that someone wants to be a part of the podcast. But in ending, I just want to say, stay safe and stay blessed. Love is a beautiful thing. Cheers. This